Battleground, Haryana. Congress-Aam Aadmi Party alliance talks fail. AAP releases first list of 20 candidates.
हम अपनी लिस्ट जारी कर चुके हैं। हमारा इंडिया अलायंस के हम पार्टनर थे। इंडिया अलायंस के राष्ट्रीय स्तर पे हम पार्टनर हैं।
Congress ready to announce its next list.
मैं कहना चाहता हूं कि हरियाणा के अंदर चौधरी भूपेंद्र सिंह हुड्डा जी के नेतृत्व में कांग्रेस पार्टी की सरकार प्रचंड बहुमत के साथ बनेगी। उस कदम हरियाणा की जनता ने फैसला कर लिया।
Roadblock hit over choice of seats. Negotiations fail as both parties refuse to compromise. Congress offer of take it or leave it. AAP was firm on choice of seats. Both will now go solo. Alliance hits dead end. Haryana game on. Top focus on To The Point this evening. Good evening, you're watching To The Point. I'm Preeti Choudhry. So this uneasy alliance not quite easing in and hitting a dead end. What does it mean for the state of Haryana? Let's take it across to our panelists this evening. Joining me, Anuma Acharya, National Spokesperson Congress, Anmol Panwar, Spokesperson Aam Aadmi Party, Radhika Khera, National Spokesperson BJP, Amitabh Tiwari, Election Analyst and Researcher. Amitabh ji, to begin with you, what's interesting in all of this is, because right in the beginning there was word on why is it that the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress are aligning, because the Congress clearly doesn't really need the Aam Aadmi Party. Now the alliance not working, both going to go solo. Where calculations are concerned, rural, urban, Aam Aadmi Party that lost deposit the last time around, what does it look like this time?
See, essentially, Aam Aadmi Party contesting alone may not jeopardize the prospects of Congress Party significantly. The 4 seats they were leading in and the 4% vote share also they got primarily was because of the alliance with the Congress Party. The contest remains between BJP and the Congress. See, wherever Aam Aadmi Party has done well, so Punjab 2017 and Gujarat 2022, there was relentless campaign by the Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal for 6 to 9 months, and they were able to propagate their promises and guarantees to the public. This has not happened in Haryana, primarily because most of the leaders, unfortunately, were in jail, and Arvind Kejriwal is still in jail. Having said that, the High Command of the Congress Party may have thought that they would not want a fiasco of Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh to repeat. So the High Command may not have been that confident on the state unit's feedback, and they would feel that it is better to keep up so that the opposition vote is not split. As we have seen, the smaller parties, independents, have decent influence in Haryana. From 8 to 15 seats they have won in the last 5 elections, and anywhere between 20% to 30% vote share is what they have won. In 2019 election, whichever was the third party got higher votes than the margin of victory on 29 seats and spoiled the prospects of the runner-up. So that is why perhaps they were thinking that Aam Aadmi Party could be taken on board. However, that has not happened. Now we'll have to see whether Aam Aadmi Party gives a lot of tickets to the rebels from both Congress and the BJP, and they could bring their own element of individual votes, and that could maybe
that is what the Aam Aadmi Party would hope to do, not just bring in the rebels from the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party, but also bring in those who haven't got tickets from the JJP or the INLD, and hoping to make this motley crew kind of, a combination where the Aam Aadmi Party is concerned and go ahead. But let's cut across, to our spokespersons of the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress. Anuma Acharya, what really went wrong? What happened?
See, Preeti, good evening. This alliance, India alliance, was mainly for the Lok Sabha elections. It was not meant for the state elections. From
But
the
your own
beginning,
leader
this was
Rahul Gandhi said
How-
Rahul Gandhi was the one who wanted this alliance in Haryana.
This was just published by the newspaper and media houses. This was not any authorized statement from the Congress party. We want lots of things. We want that vote should not be splitted, that everybody wants it. And then the people who vote for Aam Aadmi Party are basically the Congress voters, those who respect the constitution. So, yes, but one thing is very clear, that whenever there is a highly polarized election, in this case, there is anti-incumbency, there is absolutely non-performing government. So people are, generally they display a really intellectual verdict, and we will see that when they know the basic fight, as Amitabh already said, the basic fight is between BJP and Congress, which we will see.
But no, Anumacharya, the point is, no, 1 second, ma'am. The point is, you were having these discussions with the Aam Aadmi Party. You yourself, on camera, have come out, not you, your party, multiple times, saying the High Command is interested that, this alliance goes through. And where you talk about an intensely bipolar, the last time there was an intensely bipolar election, Anumacharya, was in the year 2005. And that is when the Congress had swept the elections. Ever since, there has been a third party player, and the Aam Aadmi Party is hoping possibly to play the role of the JJP.
No, I think that in this is going to be highly polarized elections once again, because there is a two-term of Bharatiya Janata Party government, and they have not performed at all. And people know if it is not BJP, then they will go for Congress, which we have seen a lot of reports, which are on-ground reports, a lot of reporters who are reporting this. Now, Aam Aadmi Party is coming as a third player. They might fetch some votes, but basic fight is between BJP and Congress, and the voters of Haryana will always give their verdict to Congress.
Anmol Panwar, what went wrong?
Are you asking me?
Anmol Panwar from the Aam Aadmi Party. What happened? What went wrong? First, you gave 9 seats to the Congress. You were willing to climb down to 5 seats. The main issue seemed to be, Anmol Panwar, that you were not getting the seats of your choice. Primarily, you were getting seats where the BJP was very, very strong. And if you went ahead and fought on those 5 seats, you could have possibly lost, and that would have been a massive loss of face. Is that the real reason?
Preeti, the fact is that people of Haryana have lost faith in BJP's Jumlebazi model of governance. And the reason why these alliance talks started was because, aligning with the aspirations of people of Haryana, we wanted to present a united front. Because the pride of Haryana, hamare kisan, hamare jawan aur pehlwan, they have suffered, they have endured injustice and oppression under the BJP's regime.
No, everybody understands the rhetoric. Ab baat pe aaye na, baat kyun nahi bani? What happened?
Dekhiye, people are more eager to know whether the BJP will be able to win even a single seat, or whether their chief minister candidate will also lost his seat, rather than whether an alliance is forming or not. I think the real issues of Haryana, that must be discussed.
Anmol Panwar, I'll ask you once again. What happened? Anmol Panwar, what happened? What was the reason why this alliance fell through? Because clearly, if you've been in talks, and talks till 2 days before the last day of nomination, there must have been some will. So what happened?
See, Preeti, there was constructive and positive discussions between both the top leaderships of Aam Aadmi Party and Congress Party. And certainly there would have been some issues, although both Aam Aadmi Party and Congress are intact as far as India alliance is concerned on the national front. But our main motive and the purpose of alliance was to serve the interest of people of Haryana. If the Congress thinks that they would be able to do that alone, then it is for them to decide. We were campaigning on all the 90 assembly constituencies. We have a very strong organization. Our leaders are getting tremendous support. Lakhs of people are gathering at the Badlav Jansabhas and pledging to eradicate this corrupt and dictatorial Bharatiya Janata Party state government, who have demeaned our soldiers, our farmers, women and wrestlers who brought laurels to our country.
You know, I'm still not understanding, Anmol Panwar. I'll come back to you. Just, let me bring in the BJP spokesperson into this conversation. Radhika Khera, you're smiling, but ultimately it doesn't really look good for you, because word has it, if the Aam Aadmi Party, even if it has a minuscule vote share, goes into flying solo in Haryana, it's really not cutting into the Congress's vote share, it's cutting into your vote share, because there is a clear urban-rural divide, where your urban seats is possibly that limited traction that the Aam Aadmi Party enjoys.
Good evening, Preeti. I'm smiling because the Aam Aadmi and the Congress Party stand exposed. It's the same Congress Party who accuses the Aam Aadmi Party of being corrupt in Delhi. They have those Matka Phod Andolans. They claim that they are the ones, the mafia behind the liquor scam. And now they're ready to form an alliance with them in the Vidhan Sabha elections for Haryana. Now that is their call, whether they want that money from the Sharab Ghotala or whatever reason. So I am smiling because they stand exposed in front of the whole nation once again, in front of every person in Haryana, that those who were at loggerheads in Delhi and still are at loggerheads. And they have been coming out and talking about how Kejriwal and everyone is in jail. And now here they are fighting over 1 seat or 2 seats. And this is happening at a time when the Congress House itself is in trouble. We all know how Shailja ji has gone and thrown the file on the in charge's face. They are not able to, they are fighting over what seat has been
Radhika
allotted
ji,
to.
if I was you today, where the BJP is concerned, I'd pretty much look at my own house, because all's not well in your house in Haryana.
Well,
and you know that better.
Thank God, Preeti, you're not us. Thank God for that, because our house is absolutely intact. There is no problem. Yes, there are some people who have a problem and they are upset, which is normal. I'm sure you would be also if someone came from another channel and
my
got
point.
A post
there are quite a few
yours,
people.
So that's okay.
There are quite a few people quite upset.
That's all right. तो घर है, expectations होती है, सबकी होती है, but we will manao them. ऐसे कोई बात नहीं है, घर में मतभेद हो जाते हैं, मनभेद हो जाते हैं, but there's nothing that is going to end up in that is going to cause a problem. It's but human nature. You would also be upset if someone would come from another channel and would get a better post than you. It's normal in any part of life. But having said that,
so what's so different which is taking place in the Congress's camp right now?
The Congress still cannot decide who they want to give their seats to. They are fighting continuously. We've seen how they are fighting amongst themselves. There's one camp, which is the Huda camp. There's a Randeep Surjewala camp. There's a Shailja camp. And there's so many camps. And too many cooks, as you know, always spoil the broth.
I just want to move on and bring in our other guests. Actually, in the Congress, there are two camps. One is the Huda camp, Radhika Khera, and the other one was a combination of the Surjewala,
No, Preeti ji, you are mistaken. Those two are also at loggerheads. Let me tell you with utmost responsibility, the other two are also at loggerheads.
Well, all right. Okay, fine. We're going to cut across to the Congress spokesperson, but I want to go back to Amitabh Tiwari. Amitabh Tiwari, for the Congress, it really, at this point of time, with the AAP flying solo, isn't really a bad thing, because the Congress right now, if you look at the Lok Sabha elections, is seemingly in a strong position. Many would suggest it's the perfect storm coming all together, where the farm agitation is concerned, the Agniveer is concerned, the wrestlers' protest is concerned, and with what went down in terms of anti-incumbency of 10 years. AAP going solo, especially in the urban areas where the Congress has traditionally been weak and strong in the rural areas, could impact, balance things out, and possibly take vote away from the BJP.
Yeah, so essentially, if you see the pattern of Lok Sabha elections to Vidhan Sabha elections, as you mentioned, BJP won 79 seats in 2019, and the tally fell to 40 in 2019 Vidhan Sabha elections. They won 52 in 2014. It fell to 47 when the state elections were held 6 months later. So what happens is that the track record shows that the BJP has lost significant vote share seats compared to Lok Sabha elections, especially in Haryana and even other states across the country. So if the Aam Aadmi Party is contesting alone, and it has pockets of influence in the urban centers, essentially along the borders with Punjab, which is Ambala region largely, and along the borders, let's say, of Delhi, which is Gurugram, Ahirwal regions, it could make some dent into the vote share of the BJP. And also there are now many MLAs and leaders unhappy of the BJP, which might now get a symbol to contest on. We have still 2 to 3 days left. However, the Congress has to be wary of factionalism. We've seen that they've released only 41 names and there are only 2 days left, more than 50 or other around 50 candidates are still remaining. The level of anti-incumbency in Haryana is fairly high, even if you go by the
Our
track
own mood
record
of the
of
nation
the
survey.
MLAs
Yeah.
who recontest. BJP had fielded 34, 17 of them had lost. Congress had fielded 15 and half of them had lost in 2019. So there is significant anti-incumbency, local anti-incumbency, generally against the MLA in Haryana, we've seen.
All right. Okay. Mr. Panwar, the question now is, are you now trying to look for rebels or those who haven't gotten tickets from each of political party, be it the Congress itself, the Bharatiya Janata Party, the INLD, the JJP, and then try to create, this bunch of ticket holders? Because other than a few tickets that you were strong on, you will need to fill up if you want to go for all 90. Where are you going to get the people from? And if you look at the last elections, 2019, Mr. Sir, you know better. You lost deposit on all of those seats.
Preeti ji, we must not forget that Aam Aadmi Party, under the leadership of Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, has built its foundation on addressing the real concerns of the people. We have Delhi model of governance. We have prioritized education, healthcare, access to clean water, 24/7 electricity. And our governance model is not just acclaimed in our country, but even worldwide. Because by focusing on real and meaningful issues of the people, we have redefined what the governance should look like in the country. So we don't need any bunch of leaders. We need capable people who want to eradicate this corrupt BJP regime.
Okay, Anmol
because
Panwar,
we have
tell
a
me
governance
something.
model that...
No, 1 second. Anmol Panwar, do tell me something. When you're going to be campaigning on seats where you're facing off not just with the BJP, but also with the Congress party, how are you going to campaign against the Congress?
See, Preeti
Till
ji,
2 days ago, you were trying to ally with them. Now you're opposing them. On what grounds?
See, we believe in positive politics. Our focus is to provide an accountable and transparent governance model. That is why we will certainly focus on the 5 guarantees which the Delhi Chief Minister, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, has promised to the
Anmol
people
Panwar,
of Haryana.
let me do a quick
that is
spot check.
24/7.
Tell us why in these 5 guarantees the Congress will not be able to fulfill in Haryana.
Because there's no other state other than Delhi and Punjab which has been able to do so in the last 10 years. We have proved it to the country that we can provide 24/7 free electricity, free healthcare, world-class education and healthcare facilities.
Anmol
and
Panwar,
even
many
then,
today in
Our
Haryana are
budget
wondering
also,
till 2 days ago, you were looking to ally with a political party. You're still in alliance with them and now you're going to come and oppose them in an election. Just food for thought. Radhika Khera, the fact is, you said you have your house in order.
Can I respond?
Sir, I'll come back to you. Allow me. Radhika, there's somebody else as well. You say you have your house in order. Not quite, Radhika Khera. The sheer fact that your own sitting chief minister is not fighting from his traditional stronghold, but a seat of Ladwa. Because as sources suggest, the spot check from the ground wasn't quite favorable for the sitting CM.
Well, Preeti, let me remind you, Rahul Gandhi also left his Pushteni seat and contested from another seat at the same time.
What was the reason for that?
So, what was the reason for Rahul Gandhi contesting? Rahul Gandhi
I'm asking you. I'm asking you, Ms. Khera.
Yeah, we all know because he was losing. He was afraid that...
So can we say the same for the Haryana Chief Minister, Mr. Nayab Singh Saini?
Of course not. Of course not. He is the Chief Minister and this will be a stamp on the fact that he can contest from anywhere because he has worked for the entire state of Haryana. He can go and contest from anywhere and win. This will put a stamp on his work as a Chief Minister in the limited time period in Haryana. He is not afraid of contesting from anywhere. He's not contesting from 2 seats like Rahul Gandhi did because he was scared ki ek pe harenge na ek pe jeetenge. If he was contesting from 2 seats, then that would be a question. He's contesting from 1 and he had the guts to go ahead and change his seat and go on to a new seat. That also takes a lot of courage. So our work has been there equally in every part of Haryana. So our Chief Minister can go and contest from any part of Haryana. Likewise, Modi ji can contest from any part of the country and not lose. Unlike the Shahzada of the Congress who lost the own bastion, which has been with him Peedhi dar Peedhi. and he had to take 2 seats. Having said that, it's really interesting. The question that you asked the Aam Aadmi Party person over here as well, that, you know, they are going to be fighting against the same people who are they in alliance with. That's what I said, and I've been smiling all throughout the debate. Exactly why? Because what are they trying to project in front of the country? Hum India alliance hai, we are together. Suddenly they will fight together. Suddenly they will be at loggerheads. One day the same Arvind Kejriwal will be corrupt. The next day he will not be corrupt. And please, when the Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson here talks about governance, you have created a massive
Radhika Khera, the fact is, it's quite interesting because what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So if your own analogy standards, if Rahul Gandhi left his own seat, which you gave an analogy, to the sitting Chief Minister of Haryana because he was scared of losing. Many are right now actually saying the same thing, along with the likes of cabinet ministers who are now not just threatening but going it alone. Okay. All right. Okay, Amitabh Tiwari, bringing you in on this, one final comment. Because in all of this, Amitabh Tiwari, the BJP would be desperately hoping that this contest doesn't become as bipolar as it is poised to be. The likes of a JJP plus Chandrasekhar Azad, an INLD plus Mayawati, and now the Aam Aadmi Party chip away factions of vote which could have all come together for the Congress.
Yeah, so BJP is essentially hoping that the votes are split. It becomes somewhat of a 2009 and 19 sort of a situation where the hung assemblies was the verdict of the people, and also that the BSP and the Azad's party take away a chunk of the Dalit votes because Dalits have significantly voted for the Congress party in 2024 election, and the Aam Aadmi Party now, rebels, independent, smaller parties also take away chunk of the votes, and it becomes a Jat versus a non-Jat sort of a contest where it is able to get back some of the OBC and the Dalit votes it has lost. One of the important points which has missed everybody's insight is that even OBCs overwhelmingly voted for the Congress party in Haryana in 2024 election. That's 51%. So they have been able to make some dent in the OBC vote block also. So that will be the challenge for the BJP.
All right, so it's a political minefield, but let's see how it all pans out. 2 elections up, and you can get all the latest coming in only on India Today, State of War. We'll be covering every aspect of these 2 elections right up on the anvil. Thank you for our guests for joining us.